Hey John, it's Ray over at Cigar Climatology, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk to you a little bit about circulation products. This is one of those areas, I guess at least one of the reasons today that I don't run a point-and-click site. And it's really easy to oversell people all kinds of stuff on this, okay? And that's the reason why I'm making you the video. So it comes in a couple of parts. First, I'm going to explain a little bit about humidor circulation, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to make a decision on really how you want to approach it. And some of this is actually going to stipulate my own bias. Now, I happen to believe that I build the world's best small climate controlled humidor. That's the position that that's my opinion, and that's the position I believe that I hold. With that, you should understand that I have an attitude towards this is the best, this is the direction I go. I want something that works, I want something that's proven to work, this is the direction I go. So half measures for things is not something that I often consider. When I look at something as a half measure, I consider it, will it work, will it not work? And then, just the way I'm wired, I feel inclined to say, look, I don't think this is really going to do what you think it's going to do, so even if it costs me $200 ultimately in something that I sell, I'd rather not take your money than get you something that doesn't work. So that is the position that I want you to listen to this and and try to get an understanding of what I'm talking about here. Now, as I showed you in the other video, I make these timed circulation, let's call them unit, okay? Got a fan built into it, has the timer built into it. Because we spoke some and you look like you were seeking some data, and I thought, well, what the heck, I know that this will be a better product for you if I wire this such that you can use the timer in different areas due to the fact that you discussed what you were going to put it in. I went ahead and I added this stuff to it. I sell all kinds of stuff. I sell all kinds of fan products. This is an old obsolete thing. This is a shell for a ducted heater product. A small little ducted fan product. It's kind of hard to see that because it's white. Same thing. A small modular housing for a fan, which is at least what I'd call semi-ducted. Complex, variable focus humidor duct products. This is my Generation 13 humidor high-low distribution duct, and based on the success of this product, for example, my 13B iteration will probably contain 2 of these. Now, just to give you an idea, this is kind of not stuff that's just stamped out for me in some Chinese factory. I actually, I buy the raw materials and I machine the parts on a CNC, and they're machined one at a time. It's even though it's a CNC built product, it's a computer numerical product. There's still setup time. There's all the rest of it. So these are handmade by me. I respect my time, so I charge for it. This product, complete mounting pads, fan, end caps, all that kind of stuff. Just to give you an example, this is a $110 product for one of my kits. Okay, so it's a little plastic tube with a fan in it, basically. That's $110 because, frankly, no one else makes it, and I make it by hand. So that's kind of an important aspect of our conversation. Again, all kinds of different things. A transfer duct, ported out the end, same type of thing. Ducted products with bigger fans on them to move more air. mean, I've got some of these that are in 6-inch. You know, I can drop a 120 millimeter fan into one of these things and push 150 CFM worth of air through it. Okay, so you know, different products for different reasons. So one of the reasons why I just went through that spiel is because when we start talking about this, it's a constant tug of war with me with my own products. How much fan product do I put in it? How much space on the inside does it take? How much do I charge the end consumer for it? What is the benefit? So there's always this trade-off, whether I'm talking to you as a customer who wants to buy one little fan, or whether or not I'm engineering a humidor where the integration of all the fans is very important. So I'm going to take this into step 2. We're going to open up a humidor. I'm going to give you a little tour of something, and kind of what I want you to think about before you say, Ray, can you sell me a fan? Because sure, I can sell you a fan. But the point is, what do you want? What will give you the most utility for the dollar that you spend? And that's really what I'm getting to, because I mean, I can sell you one of these little shells for 15 bucks, and you can buy your own cheapy 80 millimeter fan. It's a standard 80 millimeter fan. Buy your own screws, buy your own little finger guard, and you're in business. If I do it and I put on a finger guard that I don't buy, but I machine, okay, again, you know, something like this, and I buy a high mean time to failure fan that might cost me somewhere between $10 and $20. I machine end plates for it, or don't machine end plates for it, for whatever. I put a DIN rail clip and sell you a piece of DIN rail so you can screw it to the back of your humidor and mount it on the back. All of these things add up, okay? And those are the things that I consider when I build a product for myself. So since it's not really itemized out on a website, you don't just look at this little shell and say this is X amount of dollars. These are the things that I want you to consider, because I have all kinds of interesting and novel ways to, you know, to hang things. This has got a hole drilled in the back. Sure, you can just screw it right into the back of your humidor and be done with it. Okay, you can have it pick up air from the side, blow it out the front, and kind of like that little fan that you got that Bob gave you at the top of your humidor. You know, rather than 2 little holes in a fan that you can stick your finger into, you can put something like this anywhere, have it blow forward and backward and pick up here, or you can have it pick up here and blow out here. They're designed to be more complete than taking a fan and screwing it into the side of something. If all you want is the fan that screws into the side of something, you can pick up those fans anywhere, or I can sell them to you. You should just realize that if you go into a computer store and you see the same looking fan that I sell you for $20 that is there for $3, don't get upset, because again, I'm selling industrial automation stuff, high mean time to failure stuff, and not 5 and dime stuff that you'll often see at a computer store. Again, you know, one of my fans, just one of these for example, this guy is typically about a $12 wholesale item for me. Okay, it's a 25 CFM 60 millimeter square fan. Okay, this is an NMB fan. It's high mean time to failure, and it's not junk. I've had some of these things run continuously for years and years and years and years, and I mean run continuously 24/7. For I know I've had some of them run for 5 years, 6 years continuously, and they go and go and go. But that's kind of what separates this, a ball bearing fan made by a Japanese bearing manufacturer, versus a sleeved bearing pile of junk that you buy for $2.99 over at one of the electronics stores. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to take you to the humidor real quick and kind of show you what I'm talking about, things that I want you to think about a little bit. You decide how far you want to go with it, what you might like to try and achieve, before I bill you out for stuff, before I just shove something in an envelope and sell it to you. Okay? See you in the humidor. Okay, so this guy, this is Generation 13 test humidor. Okay? Just to give you an example, I'm sorry, I'm fishing around with this stupid thing, trying to get it level. Make it so that you can see it. Alright, so this is Generation 13 test humidor. Just for kicks, Inside it's what, 70.1 B2. It's 60.5. Now again, I run pretty high resolution equipment, so this stuff's always in flux, all right? And I can go over to my computer because it's being tracked on that. Its last run cycle its last run cycle was 593 seconds ago, okay? So it's probably getting close to running again anyway because it's at 70.1. Let's open it up. Let's talk a little bit about circulation. All right, so in what I'm talking to you about is for you to come up with a circulation plan. And what that means is this works best when you come up with an idea of how you want the air to actually flow in your humidor. And just to give you an example, this product that I showed you before, okay, this guy, one of these, is mounted right back there in the back, and what it does is it picks up air and it shuttles it down to here, okay? Oh, you can't see that. It shuttles it down into this area. Then here, this guy is a full-time fan that has a heater built into it, okay? So this is pulling air from back there in that corner and bringing it up here. Then I have another ducted fan which up here, which brings air in here and then pushes it down into a dead zone in the back. So the whole idea isn't really to show you what I've got, but the whole idea was to give you an indication of a circulation plan. And if what you want to do is maximize the dollar that you spend with me, it will be for you to come up with an idea on how you'd like to circulate the air inside your humidor. And that's kind of really the long and short with it. You can start really easily with this little box and plug it into a couple of fans. And maybe you're really satisfied with that, okay? But when people start asking me specific questions and kind of start seeking my advice, my brain starts rolling over and I come up with all kinds of wacky ideas on how to do stuff, okay? And unfortunately, that stuff sometimes gets kind of pricey. So that's all I want you to do. I just want you to think about it and say, hey, okay, yeah, I'm really satisfied with, you know, that time module and you know, one of these little boxes, and you put the fan in it for me and it cost me, I don't know, 40 bucks. And put some connectors on it. I planned on giving you some wire anyway. I've got it bundled up over there. So you should be able to wire up most of this stuff. My connections are really easy to use. I set them up, you know, I set them up with these, you know, lever nut connectors on them. So all you do is you strip the wires. You make sure that it's polarized, of course. You don't put the wrong wire into the wrong slot. But, you know, you strip the wire, you put it in there, you latch the thing down. You know, if you don't like where it goes, you unlatch it, you move it around, you do whatever you want to do with it. So I try to make it easy for you, okay? And that will be even in this case. You know, I'll do the same thing. I won't give you just two bare wires unless that's what you want. I'll make it so that it's easy for you to work. But there are all kinds of options here. Think about some of the problems that you've had in your humidor and think about whether or not I might have a product that might actually solve a specific problem before you go spending any money. And that's really what makes the most sense to me. If I approached someone in business and they were supposed to know as much as I know, that's what I would want. I would want someone to you know, to help me out and steer me the right direction, not just cash my check. So that's the kind of person I am, and that's the kind of stuff that I sell. So hopefully that helps you out. I'm not going to edit this. Onto YouTube it goes. It's private to you, obviously. So watch it and give me your opinion. Cheers.